Oh, hello. A quick one today, or tonight, I should say. We're going to look at the Kill Team Gallowfall pre-order. So I've stayed up late to wait till the New Zealand pre-orders went live, so I can kind of go through the stuff that's been revealed to us and give you a heads up that by the time you watch this, Gallowfall will soon be coming to pre-order. So, Gallowfall. I'm sure if you're relatively up to date, you'll know what's in the Gallowfall box, but we've kind of been overwhelmed with Warhammer Fest stuff, or at least this channel has, so I guess it's a good idea to remind us of the basics. Gallowfall is 110 British pounds. It is therefore the same price as the previous box. So, whatever Soul Shackle cost in your location, Gallowfall will be the same price. Two teams, Hearthkin Salvagers, the Leagues of Votan, so you get 10 of those. The Felgol Ravagers, the Beastmen, you get 10 of those. You get another reprint of the Gallow Dark terrain set. So if you've been collecting all the boxes, you've now got 4 Gallow Dark terrain sets, or enough to run 2 boarding action games at the same time. You also get a Killzone Gallowfall narrative sprue that's new to this box, and a Gallowfall rules manual with the rules for the Hearthkin Salvagers, the Felgol Ravagers, and narrative games using the Gallowfall narrative sprue. Let's start by looking at the Felgol Ravagers. So the sprues were shown off on Warhammer Community a few days ago. It's taken us a little while to get to them because of all the Warhammer Fest news. I think what's really interesting about these sprues is the way that they've gone back to the layout of having a kind of a major sprue and then a kind of what looks like a Kill Team accessory sprue. So we've seen this before with teams like the Sisters Novitiates, the Eldar Corsairs, I think, and the Death Corps of Krieg, where despite the fact that they were brand new artisanal kits for Kill Team, they were kind of laid out as if they were an existing kit with an expansion sprue. So you'll see that on this sprue is the majority, not all, but the majority of the specialist bits. So we've got the big gong, we've got the big stick here for the magic user, we've got the grenade throwing arm, we've got the gas mask head. You know, we can see here, this is where we're getting the majority of our bonus Kill Team bits, and maybe these two could at some point be packaged up as a cheaper offering if Beastmen become a sort of standard part of Chaos Armies. No indication that they will. This is a really interesting kit because it's the first non-Imperial kit that has been not represented in a codex. So is this the start of a set of Chaos agents, or are the Beastmen going to appear in one of the books? I'm not quite sure. I mean, I suppose the Bloodied got PDF and they were Chaos Space Marine units, didn't they? So maybe these will just get a PDF and be another unit for Chaos Space Marines. I feel like Chaos Space Marines, I mean, I'm not a big 40k player, but I feel like they have, if they've got the Felgol Ravagers and the Bloodied and the, whatever the standard cultists are in the box, like, surely they're pretty replete for guys with pistols and melee weapons that are worse than a Marine, but maybe the magic user, will add some interest. You've got the Nurgle guy with the grenade. Maybe that will add some interest. So maybe the Felgol Ravagers will be an interesting addition to 40k. And they're certainly sprued out so that they could be sold without their Kill Team accessories if that is something Games Workshop decided to do in the future. In terms of other things to gain from the kit, I don't think there are any real surprises here. It's interesting to me. It looks like the sort of horns are separate from the heads. Do I believe that? Yeah, I think by and large you can mix and match horns and heads. So if for whatever reason you wanted to collect a big army of these, you could make them look probably quite unique, quite different if you were doing something with them outside the scope of Kill Team. Yeah, but otherwise they look reasonably okay. The bodies look quite static, like they'd be quite difficult to convert because you've got basically the whole, that's just basically the entire goat. Right, you're then adding the leg, the arms, and the head. And yeah, you've got variations with the head, so you can change around the horns and the heads to make them look different. But they would all look pretty similar because the bodies are basically one giant lump of plastic. But no, not a bad kit. If if Beastmen are your thing, they've got enough kind of 40k bits. They've got a chainsaw, they've got auto pistols. Yeah, a pretty cool kit. And then of course the accessories over there that we've already talked about. Meanwhile, we've got the Hearthkin Salvagers. So the Hearthkin Salvagers are composed of a box of Hearthkin Warriors plus a small Kill Team accessory sprue, which contains all of our bonus Kill Team pieces. Now, the mad thing with this is, of course, that as was much publicised at the time, the Hearthkin Warriors box already contains pieces that aren't used, I don't believe, in 40k. So a lot of people kind of took the view that, oh, maybe they're going to be a kill team out of the box and they've already got their extra pieces, but no, it turns out we're getting an extra sprue with all our extra pieces on here. Again, I can't see anything particularly revolutionary. My favourite bit is the extra backpack that the lugger has. I think for me, the lugger is my personal favourite of the Hearthkin salvages, because he's got that kind of slightly more... I'm not a big fan of the general Votan look with the clean bodysuits. I think the more strapped up with sort of leathery backpacks and things like that they are, the better they look. So that's my view there. I'm quite a fan of the lugger. I think he's an interesting little model. And these are all your other accessories there, along with the ones for him. And then we get the Gallowfall sprue. So this is, again, typical in every set. We get one sprue of narrative terrain. To make our standard Killzone Gallow Dark set have some new interest. These are only used in the narrative missions, which, in fairness, not nobody, but very few people play. Now, some of these previous sprues, I think we're going to look again at the Soul Shackle sprue. Like, that ended up with rules in boarding actions. So if you want to play 40k boarding actions, some of these terrain sets have rules. That's finished now. Now, I've not read the Lion book really carefully. I don't think there's any rules for the medical things in Gallowfall for boarding actions in the Arcs of Omen and Lion book. But if there are, I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. In terms of design, you get the 4 escape pods that look really similar, actually, to the escape pods. I should say savior pods, shouldn't I? The savior pods, which were part of the Kill Team 2018 Rogue Trader set, so it's nice to see that kind of consistency of design. They're like mini one-person drop pod coffin things. You also get some stasis booths, which are pretty cool. A bank of stasis booths there, and then some medical tables, medical apparatus, which is pretty cool as well. So that basically, it's 7 minutes. I've kind of explained the cliff notes of what you can expect in your Gallowfall box. Obviously, I don't have any access to what the rules are going to be. Those are sent out in advance to bigger channels, so if you're curious about the rules, I would encourage you to go look at Glass Half Dead, or go look at Glass Half Dead stuff. There'll be other people as well. Can You Roll a Crit, I think, will probably have it up. And then some of the bigger generic channels as well. Ash Barker have it up as well. So you will have people that have got pre-orders that will flick through the book for you and tell you the rules. This is really just a rundown of all the information I have, which is about the plastic components inside, which, after all, the plastic is what you buy, right? The rules can change, but plastic is what you buy. So this isn't the only Kill Team related going up for pre-order today, Saturday. We've also got the separate Exaction Squad, which is coming in at £37.50. Really great to see this one come out, because the Exaction Squad really needs the second box. Although I have noticed that you're getting a free Arbite potentially this month if you go down to your local Games Workshop after the 20-something, I want to say. And you should be able to get a free Adeptus RBT, where we landed on that, just by turning up and saying, hey, can I have the free miniatures a month? So if you are within, especially for those of you in the UK, if you're within driving distance of a couple of Warhammer stores, or if you have a friend who doesn't care, you might be able to get all the Arbites you need to kind of round out your roster for free. Obviously, they only get shotgun ones, but you could kit bash them with the spare parts that you'll have from your first Exaction Squad. However, buying a second box does allow you to have a greater variety of poses and not just have 3 guys that all look identical on the side of the table there. We also have the Felgol dice, which are, I don't want to be rude, but I think they are plumbing new depths of dice problems. Like, okay, they're legible. They are, the orange and... Actually, the orange and the silver, as a colour scheme, orange and grey is not bad. Like, it doesn't scream Beastman to me, and they tried to tie the Beastman thing in with Kill Team. If I gave you these dice and said, what faction are these for? You'd say Chaos. You wouldn't really, I don't think, be able to identify them as Beastman dice particularly. I just think they're a bit much. Somehow, I think there's too many veins in the grey plastic marbling bit. £20 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 dice. I mean, that's more than £1 of dice. I dare say they're coming soon to a Warhammer Fest premium goodie bag, right? The number of dice that were given away at Warhammer Fest, like, they gave a bag of dice away to every premium player. If you won the Squiggle you got a pack of dice. Like, it's obvious that people aren't buying these dice. So, I think it's one of those things where if when they do Space Marine dice, or they did the Novitiates dice, or they do dice that ties in with a 40k faction, and that, like, I really like the Novitiates dice, the simple orange dice with the fleur-de-lis, the faction symbol on the 6, but in the kill team colours. That's great. Why they decided to do this change to these new dice that aren't orange, that are these square dice of different colours, I do not know. It does not appeal to me at all. And then these minor factions, at least having a kind of a symbol on the 6 is better than having like a beastman head that you can barely see what it is, right? Some of the dice are really obnoxious with these head symbols where you really can't even see what it's supposed to be. So there's some dice for you. If you're pro dice, if you're going to buy these dice, let me know in the chat. I want to know how many people are going to buy the dice. Also coming to pre-order is Killzone Soul Shackle. So this is the narrative sprue from the previous box that's going to be available now to order separately. This is direct only, so I don't know the price. I can give you the price in New Zealand dollars, but that would just terrify everybody. It is cool, and I think this terrain does in fact have rules in 40k boarding action. So if you don't have a copy and you haven't got a copy of eBay of this terrain, you might want to pick it up. If it's anything like the previous set of narrative terrain, it will sell out really weirdly fast for what it is. So keep an eye on that. Let's talk a little bit about what was conspicuously absent from today's pre-orders. So, Hand of the Archon, separate release, not there. I hypothesize these were delayed because they don't now want to do 9th edition rules for all the extra, not 9th edition 40k rules for all the extra guns and characters and things in this squad. I think we will get Hand of the Archon around the time that 9th edition, 10th edition 40k is out, and I imagine there will be a card in the Dark Eldar Index set which represents all the options that you can include on your Hand of the Archon guys. I think they just don't want to release them so people don't say, oh, where are the 40k rules for these? Well, we're not doing them because there's no point, because nobody wants to think about 9th edition anymore. I think the same thing's probably happened with the Soul Shackle book. So the Soul Shackle book hasn't come out. Presumably because they don't want people to pick it up, and they go, oh, Hand of the Archon, I fancy them, where can I buy them? Oh, you can't buy them yet, right? We're selling rules for something that you can't buy. So they have prioritized the most important thing, right? Because if you already have a Hand of the Archon team, you don't need a second Hand of the Archon team, right? If you needed a second set of models at all, you could make do with the standard Cabalite Warriors models, and you don't really need those, okay? The Arbites, however, really did need that second box, so they have prioritized the right thing. I also think it's kind of funny that they haven't done Hearthkin Salvage's dice. Now, Votann are really unpopular, right? They've just not been as popular as Games Workshop needed them to be. They've not sold particularly well. The dice are really quite unpopular, so I think maybe they've just decided, maybe they'll come later. Maybe they've been delayed for an innocent reason. But it does amuse me, maybe the Hearthkin Salvages aren't going to get dice, because no one's going to buy them. If you really want Hearthkin Salvage dice, let me know in the comments. I'm really interested again. It's like, I know that some people must like the Leagues of Votann, and then it's not a thing where nobody likes them. They're just relatively unpopular. So if you're upset because you can't have your Hearthkin Salvages dice to go with your Hearthkin Salvages, let me know in the comments. But I think you're probably quite a rare Pokemon. This slide again. Look, I included this slide in the previous pre-order announcement video. Yeah, if you pre-order from Element Games using the link down below, I get 5% back. And I'm not going to pretend that isn't significant for the channel. It really is. Previously, on some, big Kill Team box launch days, like when Into the Dark came out, made a significant amount of money, right? We're talking like 20, 25 pounds. So it is worth a lot to me. But I can't, in good conscience, basically just say, oh yeah, use Element Games. Not because there's anything wrong with Element Games. Element Games, I wouldn't recommend them. I say this every time, but everybody has an Element Games affiliate link because Element Games make it really, really easy to do so. But genuinely, I like to go to Element Games whenever I'm up north. They're like a 5-minute drive from my in-laws' house, and I'm up there sort of 3-4 times a year. Pop into Element. It's a great shop with great staff, and they ship things out really quickly. It's Games Workshop. They're being absolute turnips. I've said it before, I'll say it again, with not shipping enough pre-orders to third parties. So and especially with Gallowfall, I don't think they've made a lot of Gallowfalls. If you think about it, they must know that it won't sell particularly well compared to other things because there's no Space Marines or Imperials in the box, right? And any non-Imperial thing is always does a bit less. Think about the Eldar versus Eldar battle force for 40k that came out that they couldn't sell for the longest time. I also think that Leagues of Votann are kind of unpopular. We don't know how popular Beastmen are. That's kind of a complete unknown. So maybe they'll have hedged and not made so many Gallowfalls. I also think that they have warehouses now full of Leviathan. So, not that space for that many Gallowfalls. So, if you really, 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 really must have Gallowfall, maybe you just need to eat that extra 25% and buy it from Games Workshop because you've got the best chance of actually getting a box that way. But if you do decide to go third party, I'd love you to go for the discount, right? So if you decide to gamble slightly on a reduced level of stock because it only makes the value proposition for you is I want this with the discount or I don't want it. If you're in that boat, then I would impel you to click the link below and expand it and use my Elephant Games affiliate link, and you can give a little bit back to the channel that way. But it is your money and your choice, right? Final thoughts. So let me know in the comments if you're pre-ordering. What are you pre-ordering? Like, full disclosure, I am not pre-ordering any of this. I don't like the Leagues of Votann or the Beastmen particularly well. I don't need another set of the terrain. I don't think I want the narrative terrain. Right? Potentially for collecting's sake, I want the book. I'm going to have a look on eBay to see who's box splitting and if they will sell me a Gallowfall book for reasonably cheap. I want to know if you're hyped for Gallowfall. To be fair, I never was because of the teams involved, particularly hyped for it. But I do think Games Workshop have done a strange thing with their marketing in that they've announced. They never usually announce the next big product for a system while the previous product is still not yet gone to pre-orders. So, if you're in the comments and you're thinking, hey, I totally would have bought Gallowfall, I was going to buy it, but now they've announced Ashes of Faith is coming and it's coming pretty soon, I'll keep the money in the old oak chest until Ashes of Faith because I only need one of those 2 boxes. So if you're in that boat, let me out. I'd be interested. And then assuming it's Saturday by the time you're watching this, I mean, it's 5 to 12 now when I'm recording it, so I'm not going to get it uploaded that quickly. So, but then time zones exist, right? So on Saturday at 10 a.m. UK time, there'll be content from Glass and from Crit and from all the usual suspects, the people who partner with Games Workshop, who get those early releases. So please do watch that and enjoy it. And then I will have my own kind of comment on the rules that they've leaked in the fullness of time. Tuesday, Wednesday probably, because I'm going to get back on trying to clear. I want to make at least 2 more videos about Warhammer Fest. I want to do a tournament report, and I want to run through all the reveals apart from the Kill Team reveals, right? So I want to get those 2 videos out as well. So that's going to be my kind of job for the weekend, and then we'll see where we are with that. So if you've enjoyed the video, press the like button and then leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. That's really good. And if you expand the link down the bottom, you'll find the Element Games link. You'll find a link to my Discord. Please join the Discord. The Discord's great. Consider channel membership. It costs money. It's a way of giving me money directly. We have, like half a dozen members, and it really blows my mind that people actually want to pay a monthly subscription for this drivel. So thank you so much to my current members. And if you're curious about membership and you want to know exactly, you want the full sales pitch, if you click the join channel button, it won't immediately take money out of your wallet. It will show you an extra secret video that tells you all about channel membership. So have a look at that if you're membership curious. Or you could just come around and wash my car. It's filthy, and I could do with a clean, and I'm not going to do it. So loads of ways to show your love and support for the channel. Thank you for that. Right, have a great evening, guys. Bye.